Hey, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are on your part of the globe. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Earth's #1 psychic radio network, the A1R Psychic Network, or maybe, just maybe you're watching us on Moonstruck TV, which is also Earth's #1 psychic TV network. Can you believe it? Wow. So, I might seem a little out of sorts today. Today's one of those days where you expect things to go a certain way, and then you have to pivot and swerve. As a matter of fact, the winds right now in Southern California are blowing so strongly that they're turning out the power left and right in all of the neighborhoods. And I'm lucky because right now the people across the street from me have no power. But I've got my power, right? And I think that word power is something that we all need to sort of settle in on tonight, because I've got a guest for you who is going to be talking to us about getting guidance from higher powers, from celestial regions beyond our realm. I have a guest tonight who is going to be talking to us about our angelic connections and angelic communications. Now, here we are coming into the holiday season. Here we are coming into the time of the year where I think angels figure very strongly in our stories, our songs. If you're celebrating Christmas, if you're of the faith, or if you're, not of the faith, you're probably inundated if you're in the U.S. or in the Western world with, December, holidays, hustle, bustle, shopping, blah, blah, blah. But it's hard to stay grounded, isn't it? It's hard to stay grounded. And I'm feeling like I could use a little grounding tonight from our guest, even though we're going to be talking about celestial worlds. I hope that they can descend upon us, or maybe we can ascend up to them. So everyone, please help me welcome my friend Teresa Grove. She is your angel connection. Hey.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Oh my God. I'm hoping that things in your end, you're talking to me from Texas. I think maybe things might be a little bit more calm there for you than they are for me. Help me ground.
Things are good. I'm in Colorado, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Colorado, things are mild here. We've had some snow, some nice cleansing, and it's a nice mild evening. So, yes, sending you grounding energy.
Thank you. I'm starting to feel calm already. So can you maybe explain to the listeners a bit about how you got interested in connecting with the angels, connecting with the celestial realm?
Absolutely. Happy to do that. So my journey with the angels really started as a young girl growing up in the Catholic Church. And I did not realize it back then, but I was making the connection from the beginning. And the way my life journeyed, I ended up coming to the angels on kind of a whim one day. I was introduced to them through really whispers in my mind. And from that point, I needed to learn everything there was to learn about the angels. I was hungry for that information. I knew that I had a connection with them. It's just something that kind of like the psychic part of us. We just know we have this connection. And so I began that journey about 10 years ago. And let me tell you, my life has never been the same. Now, I always tell people, do I have ups and downs? And do I go through heartache and pain? Absolutely. I am human. But connecting with the angels really does make a difference in our lives and how we come out of that, our outlook, and how we're able to bounce back so much quicker. So that has been my passion, to help others do the same.
Well, it's been a rough 2020 for a lot of people, right? And we're moving into year 2021, right? Now, do you feel that there might be certain guidance that maybe you've received, or things that maybe you have connected with or communicated with your angelic what would you call that? It's not your guardian angel, the archangels, I guess, are who you primarily work with, right?
Yes, I work with the archangels. I work with the entire angelic realm, but my connection is strongest with the archangels. And I guess that's just what they chose for me. And so that's lovely, because the archangels have really their teams that are under them. It's a hierarchy, so to speak. So you work with Archangel Gabriel for this, Archangel Michael for protection. And really what they have been showing me, Renee, is rebirth. And we have a very unique opportunity right now. 2020 started off really kind of quirky, right? It really showed us some cracks in our foundations, in outdated feelings and outdated ways of living.
Yeah.
And so, what they're really telling me recently is that we have this wonderful opportunity to rebuild our foundation. So, when 2021 comes along, we're going to be solid. We're going to be working all of next year to rebuild the way that we live and the way we view our world. And it's really a beautiful thing. They're really sending me wonderful messages that everything is going to work out in the most beautiful ways. So a very wonderful opportunity for us to really step into living life the way we truly were meant to do that.
I love the way that sounds. I love the way that sounds. Now, could you maybe share with us the way that you communicate and connect with your archangels? Is there a way a person can find out who their specific archangel is? How does that work?
Well, it is. It starts in a very simple process, and there's really a simple art to angelic communication. So that's going to be asking your angels. You can ask your angels in a very general way to show you who they're working with or who you're working with, so to speak. And then you receive the information. So then you have to be open to really receive all the signs and the signals that they send us. They're very creative and they have a wonderful sense of humor. So they will give us messages through song, through TV commercials, through numbers. So once we ask, we have to be open to receive the information and then taking action. So it's the art of angelic communication. And every step is just as important as the other. So you have to ask to be able to receive, and you have to take action once you receive the information.
That's a good acronym, that ART, ask, receive, take action. So your relationship with the angels isn't really passive then. It sounds like an active, cooperative kind of process then, huh?
It is. It's a partnership. I really consider them my closest and dearest friends. They're here to love us, to support us, to guide us, to lift us up when we feel down, and to also celebrate all of our victories as we're going along. They told me one time, and this is so true in so many people's lives, that we're always looking for the big win, the big situation to be happy. And they reminded me that it's all the small steps to get there. That's what we need to celebrate. That's how we create that happiness, that peace within ourselves, is taking one step at a time, celebrating the victory in that win, and then moving on to the next. And the angels have this most beautiful way of illuminating your next step. So if you take that first step, they're going to be right there beside you, showing you your next move.
I like that. That's beautiful. I don't know if you've ever seen this film. I want to recommend it to you and other folks in the audience, but it's a lovely film about angels and how they observe us. It was a film by Wim Wenders that came out, maybe 20, even 30 years ago, called Wings of Desire. Have you ever seen this film?
Oh, I have not.
Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful story. And one of the angels wants to come to Earth and experience being human. And I think to myself, so many of us wonder what it must be like to be living an angelic existence, an angelic life, to be able to be in more than one place at one time and be able to, have such a point of view of being able to see so much more than we in our typical, regular, everyday human lives can see. But I'm sure they're able to give you a lot of insight, a lot of clarity, a lot of vision, because you've got this relationship with these celestial beings,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's fascinating to me. But so when people come to work with you, do they typically have knowledge of who their archangel is, or is that something that you help them discover?
Well, everybody is different. Some people do know who their archangel is, but some people don't know. They need that confirmation. So when I do the connecting for them, I can say, you carry the energy of Archangel Uriel, okay, for example. And then we talk about the traits of Uriel's personality and what specialties Uriel actually is in charge of. So it's really a wonderful thing to connect the dots on that. And I think that's the magic, because once you learn who your major archangel is and learn the personality traits, the specialties, the things that they actually help us humans with, it all starts to fall into place. And you think, oh, so that's why this happened. It's almost like you see light bulbs going off, in people's minds and in their hearts. And I can actually see the light starting to shine out from their hearts when they make this connection. It's really a beautiful, magical time for all of my clients when we connect them with their angels. And then from that point, we kind of take them on a journey to meet their guardian angels, to meet their spirit guides. You'd be so surprised at the team that we all have that have been assigned to us that help us throughout our lives. I mean, we have an angel for anything you can think of. Yes, a squad. And we have to have that because life can be difficult. And so, it's a beautiful thing. Our Creator sent us the angels to help us get through, to help us on our journey, and to give us that support.
Right on. Well, I was a bit pressed for time today due to the stuff going on with the neighborhood and some other challenges I had. So I appealed to Archangel Metatron to help me stretch time and space. And most of the angel names, as you well know, end in El, Michael, Gabriel, Haniel, etc. But I always liked the name Metatron because it sounded like something out of a sci-fi movie. But Metatron was not always an angel. This is a character, a person that ascended into the angelic realm. It's fascinating. But could you give some examples of what the different angels can assist humans with it when you need something or need help? What do the different ones do?
Absolutely. And I'm glad you brought that up because most archangels do end in El, which means of God. Mm-hmm. There's Metatron and Sandalphon, which are actually brothers who did live very holy lives here on earth. So they were lifted up and ascended. Metatron is a very powerful being, and he does remind me of a Transformer.
Doesn't it sound like something from a Transformer movie?
And he actually sounds like that. When I connected, I was startled for a moment at the power that he exuded in his voice. Metatron is a very powerful angel. He's actually at the top of the archangel hierarchy. So he kind of oversees all the other angels. But for example, Archangel Michael, very popular archangel, he is our warrior. He carries that warrior energy. He carries truth, power, and justice. And so when you need that, really strong warrior energy, you're going to want to call on Archangel Michael. Archangel Gabriel is an angel that I work with a lot in my academy. Archangel Gabriel helps us with our creativity, our music, all the art and creations that we do. You can call on Gabriel, and she will give us ideas and steps to take for our creations to come out into the world, which is so wonderful. Archangel Jophiel helps us with beauty, with decorating, good hair days, good makeup days. And I love that because I said, okay, I need a good hair day today. I need good makeup. And it really does work. She helps us with feng shui to bring in balance and energy in our homes and in our workspace, especially now that we're all working from home. Right. Jophiel is a beautiful angel to call in so you can create that perfect space for work at home. So those are a few examples of what some of the angels can do. But if there's anything that you need, guaranteed there's an angel that can help you with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I took some time this year and did a course with Radley Valentine, who used to, as you well know, work with Doreen Virtue, who together they had designed several angel card oracle decks. And I think that's a lovely place too for people who are interested in getting confirmation and messages if they haven't felt that they've trained themselves in the clairs. We talk about clairsentience, clairaudient, these words that have this prefix clair, which means clear, right? Not everyone, maybe in our audience, has begun to practice their own special gifts and their own way of understanding. So do you feel the cards are, oracle cards, angel oracle cards, are a good way for people to get an introduction to the different angels and their special characteristics and abilities?
Absolutely. And that's exactly where I started. I'm so glad you brought that up, because when we're learning about the angels, this is a great way to connect with their energy, to learn how they work. And it also brings about our clairabilities. So when you're reading through the cards and you're picking cards for yourself, if you're clairsentient, you're going to have those feelings. You're going to get the chills, the angel bumps. If you're clairaudient, you're going to start hearing whispers in your ear that are almost inside your mind. And so not only does it open you up to the angels and their energy, it's actually opening up your spiritual gifts, which we all have. And it's not to say that you have to develop those to where you do it as a career, but you can do it for your own life, for your day-to-day life. And that's actually my humble beginnings. I still use oracle cards, and they're a fun and easy way for confirmation and to really get the answers that you need. So highly recommend that.
Wow. Yeah. I just am so attracted to the cards. I guess, I have a background in the visual arts, etc. And just like these gorgeous illustrations that we find on there. I mean, I just find that they have this ability to draw you in, and you kind of feel enveloped by, literally by angelic wings around you when you're looking at and experiencing the messages that are there. And, there's a strange synchronicity that occurs when we draw cards for ourselves and draw cards for others. As you can see, I'm a card person, and there's so much information that spirit can download onto you, that you can just sit with this image and start receiving information, start receiving messages. Now, you were saying, we were talking clairaudience, clairsentience. How do you feel that you get most of your message?
I am definitely very strong in the clairsentience and claircognizance. So I have a knowing and a feeling. Those are my two strongest clairs. However, as I have worked over the years, my clairaudience and clairvoyance have definitely opened up quite a bit. And so, it's really interesting that the more you practice, just like with anything else, the more you begin to trust. And I think that's the biggest thing, trusting the information that you're getting. And also being open to, and here's the thing, we have expectations on how we should receive this information. If we can kind of let go of that and surrender to the flow of the communication, we will learn that we've been receiving information all along. We just didn't understand where it was coming from. So when you get a gut feeling or a nudge, or something's telling you and pushing you to do something, those are your clair abilities at work. And those are most likely your angels and your spirit guides giving you the information because they see what you need, they see what you want. However, angels do not have free will like we do. So they are not allowed to intervene into our lives unless we ask. So when we go back to the art of angel communication, we must ask, receive, take action, and the magic begins.
One way people could take action is by attending workshops, getting more educated on this. Like, I've got a free workshop coming up called the 12 Days of Christmas, where myself and some other ladies, some folks that you know as well, are getting together to talk about spiritual topics and whatnot. And if anyone listening is interested in that, come to my website. I'll hook you up. But Teresa, you've got a free workshop coming up very soon too that has to deal with the exact things we're talking about tonight. You want to share a bit about that, or?
Absolutely. Oh, and I'm so excited for your workshop as well, by the way.
We're going to attend each other's.
Yes, I will be there. So I am holding a workshop. It's a free workshop, by the way, to really introduce to people who know a little bit about the angels, but not enough to really start working with them or start invoking their help. So on December 16th at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I'm holding a free workshop. And this is going to be what is angel communication, breaking it down to its simple form. So I'll be taking live Q&A. We'll talk about what angel communication can actually do for people in their lives, how it can help you quantum leap your life.
Ooh, I like that.
Grades. Oh, it's wonderful because the angels have the power. They have the ability to help us with these things. So we're just going to be talking a little bit about what angel communication can do. And like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean that people have to get into this very deep, but when you can start asking your angels for help and you start receiving the results of that, it is a complete game changer. So I invite everybody to come and join me for this time that we're going to spend together. And of course, I always invite the angels in with me. And so we'll be feeling that energy throughout, the whole workshop, which is really a powerful and lovely thing.
Well, it is the season for giving, right? It's totally the season for giving. So, again, a free gift that you're providing for people. Now, if they want to sign up and attend, what's the website they go to? How do they find you?
Absolutely. They can go to teresagrove.com. And I do have it on the front page, the link. It's going to be a Facebook Live. So they can just simply click the link at 2 p.m. on that day, and they will be brought into the workshop, and we'll get started.
Oh, they'll be brought right into the angelic realm, huh?
That's right. That's right.
Wow. And I mentioned the one that I've got coming up. I'll be talking to folks about chakras. And a lot of people are confused when they hear that word. They're like, what's a chakra? I did a show with a friend a few weeks ago about that. But I want to chat with people, too, about, the holiday season, as I inferred at the beginning, is not the same for everybody. And some of us have trouble with the stress and expectations and the drama. Some people have lost loved ones around this time, and the season reminds them of that. So I'm going to be sharing a little bit about how to keep yourself grounded through some chakra work and meditation. So I hope to see you there, of course, Teresa.
Absolutely.
But folks, if you're interested, remember teresagrove.com to get in touch with her. And you can find me at reneelynnspirit.com. And if you come to my website and share your email with me and whatnot, I will get some information to you about this free workshop. And I also have another free gift for you. I've got a marvelous little ebook that I've written about imposter syndrome, because some of us feel that we're afraid of being found out, right? We're afraid that other people, might notice that we don't have it on the ball, right? Kind of like the way I'm feeling right now. So that's a feeling that I think a lot of people in our realm encounter. It's just like, am I worthy of sharing my gifts? Am I worthy of sharing my knowledge? So I've written a little bit of a tiny little book to help people get through those feelings. So that's another gift I'd like to offer our listeners this holiday season. But anyway, Teresa, you have been a delight. Thank you so much for spending time with me and sharing your gifts and the gift that you're about to give in your workshop. I'm grateful for that.
Oh, thank you so much. It has been a pleasure.
Well, thank you so much. Well, guys, this has been the Spirit Phoenix Rising Show. I'm your host, Renee Lynn. I'm so grateful that you got to spend a little bit of time with me this week. And I'm also grateful that the power has stayed on, right? I guess we're getting a little help from the powers above on our spirit squad to ensure that, because the lights are still dark. I'm looking out my window across the way. So we've been blessed. Anyway, guys, thank you. We'll see you again next week. Take care. Take care. Take care. And blessings to all. Good night.